We thought it would be much busier.
The first day we were here, I got a bagel and cream cheese, and it was $12.
Fees, everything is too expensive.
Overnight, the so-called entertainment capital has become a masterclass in corporate greed. Average trip costs have jumped 26% since just before the pandemic. More visitors are getting fleeced, while frustrated staff and longtime fans watch the old Vegas disappear dollar by dollar. So what exactly is fueling this money grab, and how can staying away turn the tables? The real numbers will shock you. You used to come to Vegas with a couple $100, split a room with your friends, and still have enough for a steak dinner and a show. That dream is dead. The average Vegas trip is now 26% more expensive than it was before the pandemic. If you were spending $1,000 on a weekend getaway in 2019, you're looking at $1,260 in 2025, and that's if you don't get ambushed by surprise charges. Hotel rooms that once went for $100 are now $124, and that's before they tack on the notorious fees. Car rentals, up 29%. The going rate for a basic sedan is $65 a day, and that's not even a luxury model. Food is the real knockout punch. Since 2015, the cost of eating in Vegas has shot up 49%. That $10 sandwich at the food court is now flirting with $15, and nachos that used to be a cheap snack are running $20 to $25 at strip bars. You think you'll beat the system by grabbing a coffee and bagel for breakfast? Try $30 at Fontainebleau. Even a plain grilled cheese, no fries, nothing fancy, can set you back $18. These aren't luxury prices for luxury experiences. They're just the new normal. Visitors are getting squeezed at every turn, and the days of stretching your dollar in Vegas are long gone. The city that sold itself on bargains and value has turned into a place where every basic need, sleep, eat, get around, costs more than ever, and nobody's pretending otherwise. The numbers don't lie. Vegas isn't cheap anymore, and it's not even trying to be. So you think you've budgeted for the room, maybe even for that $18 grilled cheese, but the real Vegas squeeze comes after you click Book Now. First, the infamous resort fee, $55 a night at Bellagio, $56 at Wynn. That's not a typo. You're dropping more on invisible charges than you would on some actual rooms in other cities. These fees used to be $25 a night back in 2015, then $40, now north of $50, and for what? Spotty Wi-Fi, a gym you'll never use, maybe a pool that closes at 6 p.m. if you're lucky. But wait, the nickel and diming isn't done. You want to park your car? That's $38 for valet, or $25 for self-parking, if you can even find a spot. And it doesn't matter if you're staying at the hotel, you're paying either way. Early check-in? That's another $60 just to get into a room that's already sitting empty. Need real cutlery because you're tired of eating a $30 bagel with a plastic knife? MGM will gladly charge you $25 for a fork and a plate. Water from the minibar, $26 for a bottle. Bread and butter at the steakhouse, $9. Every step is a toll booth. The advertised rate is just bait for the trap. By checkout, your $99 room is $174.53 once the resort fee and taxes hit. It's a game of hide and seek, but the only thing hiding is your money. Vegas has turned the art of the upcharge into a science, and the house always wins. If you're not angry yet, just wait until you see the receipt. Social media has turned Vegas price gouging into a spectator sport. Every week, there's a new viral post that makes you wonder if the Strip is just trolling everyone at this point. The $30 coffee and bagel from Fontainebleau? That wasn't a typo. Someone posted the receipt and it ricocheted across Reddit and Facebook like a warning flare. It's not just breakfast either. A margarita for $50, yes, $50, at a major casino bar. That's not a typo, that's a dare. Sunscreen at the hotel shop? $28 for a basic bottle. You could fly home and buy a whole case for less. Bread and butter at a steakhouse, $9. Not a starter, not a sampler, just bread. People aren't just grumbling quietly, they're snapping photos, sharing receipts, and tagging every friend who's ever thought about booking a Vegas trip. Hashtags like hashtag Vegas ripoff and hashtag resort fee scam rack up millions of hits. One TikTok video, just a guy reading his bill in disbelief, pulled in 500,000 views overnight. The comments are a mix of outrage and gallows humor, people swapping their own horror stories or plotting how to sneak in their own bagels. It's gotten so bad that entire online communities are dedicated to tracking the latest Vegas ripoff. Some regulars have started calling for a wallet strike. Don't go, don't spend, make them feel it. Even the casino brands have started to sweat when a new viral post hits because nothing tanks a reputation faster than getting roasted by your own customers. It's public shaming, Vegas style, and the house can't control the narrative anymore. When your prices are the punchline, you're losing the game, so you've made it past the sticker shock on the rooms and the fees, and you're thinking, at least I can still gamble, right? Not so fast. The old Vegas, where you could stretch $20 at a blackjack table for hours and maybe score a free drink or two, is gone. The $5 minimum tables? Extinct. On the Strip, you're looking at $25 minimums just to sit down. And on weekends, it jumps to $50 or even $100. That's not just inflation, that's a velvet rope for anyone who isn't a high roller. And it's not just the table minimums. Take roulette. Casinos have rolled out 000 wheels everywhere. That extra green slot nearly doubles the house edge compared to the classic single zero, and yet people still line up. It's like they're daring you to notice you're losing faster. Video poker, the payouts have been quietly downgraded, so unless you're running spreadsheets in your head, you're getting fleeced one hand at a time. The personal touch is fading too. More and more tables are digital, with one dealer running 50 players on screens. It's efficient for the casino, but it kills the vibe. No banter, no camaraderie, just a sea of faces staring at terminals. Even the comps, the free drinks, the occasional buffet, are drying up. Now, you have to bet big and keep betting, or the cocktail server walks right by. The days of playing a few hands and getting a freebie are over. Vegas used to be about the thrill, the possibility, the sense that maybe tonight was your night. Now it's about squeezing every last dollar out of your pocket, and the odds are stacked higher than ever. For casual gamblers, the fun is gone. The house isn't just winning, it's making sure you know it. Here's the kicker. Even with all these sky-high prices, the Strip isn't packed like it used to be. The official line from casino executives is always record demand, but the numbers tell a different story. Back in 2019, Vegas was running at 95% hotel occupancy. Basically, if you wanted a room on a Saturday, good luck. Fast forward to 2025 and occupancy has dropped to around 85%. That's not a blip. That's thousands of empty rooms every single night, even after they took out a bunch of inventory. The Tropicana? Gone, demolished in 2024, taking nearly 1,500 rooms with it. The Mirage? Offline for months, another 3,000 rooms out of circulation. You'd think that with fewer rooms, the ones left would be booked solid, but nope. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority's own data shows that even after removing about 3,000 rooms from the Strip, hotels still can't fill what's left. So much for unprecedented demand. What's happening is simple. People are staying away. The city is trying to spin it like there's a surge of interest, but the math doesn't add up. If this was truly a boom, every remaining room would be going for triple the price, and you'd be fighting for a spot in line at check-in. Instead, there are entire towers closed mid-week just to save on staffing. And the guests who do show up? They're met with shuttered restaurants, dark theaters, and a whole lot less energy than the Vegas you remember. The Strip's not just emptier, it's quieter, flatter, missing that pulse. When even the casinos start closing off floors, you know something's off. The only thing that's breaking records is how fast the old Vegas spirit is vanishing. You walk into a Vegas hotel in 2025 expecting a bit of old-school glitz, maybe a friendly face at the concierge desk, someone ready to help you score a last-minute dinner reservation or point you to the nearest show. Instead, you find an empty counter, a QR code taped to the marble, and a chatbot that can barely spell Cirque du Soleil, MGM, Caesars Resorts World. One by one, they've gutted their bell desks and concierges. The layoffs started quietly, but by last year, entire departments vanished. At the Bellagio, the Bell Desk is gone. Wynn's famous buffet? Shuttered. The Mirage Volcano, the last free spectacle on the Strip, is now only a memory. Former staff talk about what's lost. A concierge from MGM Grand remembers knowing repeat guests by name, planning their anniversaries, watching their kids grow up. Now, she says, I barely have time to breathe before the next check-in. They want robots instead of people. They're getting it, but they won't like it. Laid-off buffet chefs from the Mirage say it felt like going from the soul of Vegas to just another cog. One manager at Tropicana, before the demolition, called it the end of an era. The impact goes beyond nostalgia. Guest complaints about service have exploded. Housekeeping now comes every 3 days, if at all, but the tip envelope is still waiting on your pillow. Wait times at the front desk can stretch to 20 minutes with one worker juggling check-ins, guest questions, and baggage, jobs that used to be split among 3 people. Review sites are flooded with stories of guests wandering the lobby looking for help, only to find dark desks and empty chairs. Even the shows aren't what they used to be. Tickets that cost $40 a few years ago now start at $75, and most families are priced out of the big residencies. The cheap magic shows and quirky matinees are gone, replaced by events for high rollers and influencers. For regular folks, the magic is fading fast. Vegas hospitality used to mean going above and beyond. Now it's just another line item on the balance sheet. Vegas isn't just feeling emptier, it's bleeding visitors, and the numbers are right there in black and white. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority clocked an 11 to 12% drop in tourists this summer compared to last year. That's about 400,000 fewer people showing up in a single month. You can blame the price tags, the fees, the nickel and diming, whatever you want, but the bottom line is people are staying away, and it's starting to rattle the powers that be. It's not just a few grumpy regulars venting online anymore. Social media is flooded with angry posts, viral receipts, and hashtags like #VegasRipoff. The outrage has turned into a kind of informal movement. No official leader, no fancy boardroom, just a massive rolling wave of fed-up travelers choosing to spend their money anywhere but the Strip. Facebook groups and Reddit threads dedicated to the Vegas boycott have exploded, with tens of thousands of members swapping horror stories and rallying folks to vote with your wallet. Even casino execs who used to shrug off complaints are starting to sweat. Major conventions are quietly looking elsewhere, and the city's own data shows the slump isn't just a blip. When you see entire towers closed midweek and restaurants shuttered, that's not business as usual. It's a sign that the pushback is working. For the first time in years, Vegas has to worry about what happens when the house doesn't always win. The message is loud and clear. Keep gouging, and people will simply stop coming. As of September 2025, there's no more fine print hiding the real cost of a Vegas trip. The new Hotel Fees Transparency Act makes it illegal for hotels or booking sites to advertise a room without showing every mandatory charge. Resort fees, destination fees, all of it, right up front. No more $99 rooms that turn into $174.53 by checkout. Now, what you see is what you pay, at least before taxes. The Federal Trade Commission is enforcing it, and even the big chains like MGM and Caesars have had to fall in line. The days of drip pricing are, at least on paper, over. But here's the thing, transparency doesn't mean prices are coming down. The sticker shock just hits earlier in the process, and the casinos are betting you'll swallow it anyway. That's where real leverage comes in. Dr. Howard Feldman, who teaches tourism economics at UNLV, put it bluntly on NPR. True leverage comes not from complaints, but from steering your spending elsewhere. If enough wallets close, prices fall. Fast. It's textbook supply and demand. That's not just theory. When visitation dropped 11 to 12% this summer, Vegas hotels started quietly rolling out midweek discounts and comp offers to lure people back. The math is simple. Fewer visitors mean empty rooms, and empty rooms don't pay the bills. You don't need to lead a protest or sign a petition. You just need to take your vacation dollars somewhere else. If enough people do that, the Strip will have no choice but to compete for your business again. The power's in your wallet, and for the first time in years, Vegas is starting to feel it. In 2025, the average cost of a Las Vegas trip is up 26% from pre-pandemic levels, with hotel rates, food, and entertainment all hitting record highs. Fees like $55 nightly resort charges and $30 coffee combos have become the norm, while classic experiences, from $5 blackjack to iconic buffets, have faded. Major resorts have cut staff, replaced personal service with machines, and eliminated many affordable dining and show options. Despite an 11% drop in visitors, public records show no coordinated boycott. The reasons for the slump remain debated among economists and industry leaders. What's clear is that rising prices and declining value are pushing loyal guests away. As long as demand stays low, basic market forces may be the only check on corporate decisions. Whether Las Vegas will return to its roots or continue down this path is still unknown. But for now, the numbers speak for themselves.